How's it going, everybody? My cup of tea here, back in a reaction video. Today, we're gonna watch a video from Geographic. Yay, yay. Now, initially, I wanted to watch this video on the ridiculous, complicated world of cats. But 2 seconds ago, like, right when I hit record, I just saw that he has another video called From Cub to King, a lion survivor guide featuring TierZoo, in which I heard a little bit about TierZoo before in the past. Like, he does, like, these funny rankings of, like, different animals, like, species, kingdom, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like I should watch this first before I watch the previous video, because I feel like it's gonna be hilarious. So let's just jump right into it. All right, let's start this. What's going on here in this picture, in this video? Is that a lion already? A tiger? What's going on here? It's already a bad start to a video.
Cindy. Oh my gosh.
Door. No, it's not this clip.
I know.
Oh, it was that clip. I remember seeing that clip before in the past. You're done. Why was the door not locked?
The holidays.
They didn't
it's
make
that time. It's that season. It's the season that gives you a reason. Hands freezing.
Well, it's
as you put the
2024 right
keys in, then
now.
you put the please in. You get to please and Mary feels and us like Jordan Peele's and want to rid the world of evil, free sin, put the hate of the world on leave, no treat things. Yeah, I lost the bet. Sorry y'all had to hear it. It's the
Okay.
season of giving, and who better to give to
was going
than
for
the
a
less
second.
fortunate? Which is why if you're watching this and have thumbs, this video's not for you. There's only like 20,000 something lions left in the world. For reference, the Elephant
dang.
Empire is over 400,000 strong. So this is a comprehensive Cub to King guide on how to be a lion for lions.
Okay.
Obviously. Little disclaimer though, when I was researching, I found this guy stole my idea by coming up with it and posting it first. Now, but
How
seriously,
dare
he's
you,
done this exact
I'm just kidding.
concept but with other animals. I actually watched his polar bear video. It's pretty good. Y'all should go check it out. But yeah,
Okay,
here's how
okay.
to survive the horrifically traumatizing life of a lion. And if you're not a lion, respectfully get your Homo sapien hind parts out of here. It ain't always about you. You're a story.
Alright, well, I guess we gotta get out of here now, guys. We can't watch this video. We are Homo sapiens. We cannot watch this video.
Story, like every other, begins at birth. I hope you enjoyed it, because that is the last time you'll ever know peace.
That's
This part
crazy.
is strictly luck, pure RNG. As a lion fresh out, you're born both blind and deaf, Stevie
What?
wondering about the world around you. So
Oh,
unlike hyena
dang.
cubs who are born ready for smoke, you're as helpless gets. You can't even run until you're a month young. You're so defenseless that your mother has to take maternity leave away from the pride just to give birth. And that's because cubs have a 50% chance of survival in the
Dang.
first year. That shrinks to about 20% by year 2, and in the end, only 12.5% of lion cubs born get to the adult
Why is
stage.
it so hard
While
for
the rest
them?
become footnotes on a
Get
history
born.
page. As a cub, there's about 1,000 ways to meet Mufasa. Anything from eagles to wild dogs to the ops of Lion King can revoke your
Oh, God.
subscription to
Ops of
existing.
Lion
Your
King.
mother will do her best by alternating hiding spots, but if they catch you while she's out grocery shopping, it's curtains, kid. There's also the chance megafauna like elephants and buffalo decide to invest in their future by canceling yours.
Run!
We'll
Run,
get to
little!
them. And obviously disease can be a major
What did I say? My God, that elephant is dead. I'm running.
It's
Not stopping me. I'm the juggernaut.
by canceling yours.
Don't worry, they're fine, but they just found out who the favorite is.
We'll get to them. And obviously
kinda
disease can
blocked
be
it.
a major roadblock to your pursuit of happiness, but by far the biggest threat to your way of life, other lions.
Yeah, there's the other lions.
A quarter of lion cubs born get murked by their own kind, and you likely already know the most common example. When a new male takes over a pride, one of the first orders of business is to put any genetic remnant of the past on a t-shirt.
It's kind of crazy because last year, I have watched this like cartoon series called My Pride or Pride. Yeah, it's called Pride. Basically, what he said right here. So if there's a male lion that shows up and tries to fight against another male lion that has his own pride, like his own female lion and kids, if that male lion wins, like the one that doesn't have a pride wins, he takes over that pride and usually wipes out that previous male leader's prize kids away. Like he kills them all. I'm like, hey yo, that's kind of crazy. You know, reset the chain or reset the pride basically. Yeah. Pride, lions, evil, dangerous to their own
Getting a
to each
step
other.
up, the first orders of business is to put any genetic remnant of the past on a t-shirt. Getting a stepfather means getting a step closer to an early grave.
Yeah.
And while there's nothing you can do, some lionesses will resort to mating with as many males as physically possible. Having a mom more ran through than a yellow light on a freeway means
Dang.
she can commit paternity fraud. And the more males that think they're the father, the farther you have a chance of going in life. But it's not just the guys you have to worry about. Love can be conditional, and lionesses have been known to abandon sick cubs or even a healthy one if it's the last one left in the litter so that she can start over. That's right,
wild.
you can
That's
get the
wild.
death
I know about
penalty
that
for
part.
the crime of being an only child, and having a lot of siblings can be a desentient sentence too. Lionesses can have litters anywhere from 2 to 6, but only have 4 teats. I think you can see the problem here. Now, if you're lucky, you're born into a pride where the females sync their reproductive cycles like Bluetooth, meaning you can suckle whatever auntie or cousin's closest to you. Big pause on that. If you're not lucky, either lay down the law with your siblings or starve. So even though you'll need the grace of RNGesus to see your first birthday, I do have some tips for you. Play as much as you can and get good at it. Rest assured, everything you learned while playing will 100% come back later in life. Stay close to your mom. You're basically going to want to be her shadow, especially once she reintegrates back into the pride after a couple months. The other females might tolerate you, but the young teenagers play rough and can seriously rock your shit if your mom's not watching. Speaking of which, if you can survive all that for the first 9 months or so, congrats, you've officially made it to the awkward teen phase, or as I like to call it, the f around and find out phase, because that's essentially all you're going to be doing. This is the phase where you're going to feel tempted to explore the world. So here are some tips so curiosity doesn't add you to its body count. This might look like nature's massage ball, but the porcupine has about 30,000 ways it can discipline the youth. Adults are usually smart enough not to bother, but it's often the cubs not minding their business that get wounded. Those quills have sharp barbs that expand and push deeper into the skin until they eventually hit something important. It's a high-risk, low-reward situation, not even worth it. Testing a black mamba's worth even less, even though the snakes naturally shy and would rather run away than fade. They can and will strike, and there'll be one less lion in the world if that happens. Megafauna like elephants and rhinos are the two heaviest things walking the earth. Find out if you want to, but you might not live long enough to find out twice. But it's actually the third heaviest that might as well be the mascot of the hippo. Find out. The hippopotamus might look like an obese, boneless rhino to play tag with, but believe me, hippos are a problem nobody wants to have. Again, adults normally know better than to press a fully grown homicidal war pig, but you'll often see a lot of your older, more experienced siblings test them. That is effing around, and this is what it looks like to find out. Jesus! Pro tip, hippos spend
They really middle schoolers right now. They in their middle school phase.
All night eating and all day in the water. So you're going to want to avoid the riverbanks around dawn, since that's when the assault horse comes home. But as a cub, if there's one animal you want to social distance from, it's definitely this one right here.
Really?
Because not only do buffalo travel in herds of hundreds, they actively seek revenge, and you might not have done anything to them, but this bull happens to have generational beef with your blood.
God, Jesus.
Black Death will trample you into a chalk outline if they get the chance, and you can end up getting treed for hours by the whole herd, especially since they'll actively seek out lion cubs just like you to snuff.
That's crazy.
Later, but for now,
they really just waiting
not a
for you.
Part of your diet, and it's something you want no parts of. Also, now that you're getting old enough, you'll probably be getting invited on hunts with the pride. But slow your roll, Simba. First, you'll start off watching from a safe distance. At about 15 to 16 months, you should be able to participate. But hunting ain't without its risks, so here's even more tips. Tip 1, stick to your weight class. Build your confidence by going for smaller, weaker prey. No EDP. Tip 2, learn from watching. Learning how to hunt ain't a one-and-done thing, and I can show you a graveyard full of cubs that thought otherwise. Tip 3, it's better to be late than early. You're probably going to be super excited for your first hunt. It'll have you laying out your clothes on the bed the night before. But the worst thing you can do is break formation early. Not only does it ruin the hunt and send everybody home hungry, you can go from full-time standing to part-time in the Air Force. As you get older, you'll start exploring the boundaries of your family's territory, but just keep in mind that terrain can be just as dangerous. Trees are a good time, but keep in mind, as a lion, you're not a natural tree climber. It's not that you can't get up there, it's the getting down part that lions struggle with, and the bigger and heavier you are, the higher your chances of falling and dislocating something. Some cubs wait until they get stuck in a tree to find out. Don't be that guy. Also, as a lion, don't cross a river unless you have absolutely no other choice. It's not because you can't swim, but because of what you might be sharing the water with. And if you think you can outswim a hippo, joke's on you. They don't even swim. They full send sprint underwater. But all that aside, this is actually
get out of there, lion. Get out of there.
At the end of the day, at least you still have the pride to fall back on. Enjoy it, because the hardest road is still in front of you.
Oh, it's not hard yet? Oh my god. I was like, why is it so little, or a few lions out there in the world? I know why. I know some of the reasons why now. They just got dealt a bad hand in life. Hopefully, they find this video on the Lion Survivor Guide, which will help their cases better in life, help their odds.
There comes a day in every future Lion King's life that'll absolutely break your heart. The day you get evicted from your pride. There's new cubs to feed, and there's just not enough to go around for you to stay home. Plus, staying would mean double dipping your DNA the royal way. So one day you'll wake up and you'll no longer be welcome. At this point, you're 2 to 3 years old with all the tools to survive. But it'll be the first time you've ever been alone in a world that preys on the weak and isolated. It's a rite of passage every male must go through, and I'm here to help you through it. First, prepare to walk a lot. Male lions starting out can travel hundreds of kilometers away from their birth pride looking for their own place. And as a bachelor with no land, the only place you can live is on the outskirts or the dead space between established territories. That's cause trespassing is a crime punishable by soul divorce. And you might look like a legal adult, but there ain't enough hair on your mane to square up with a property owner. Yet. To avoid confrontation, pro tip, learn to listen to the sound of roaring in the distance. Roaring is how prides mark their territory, and as a newbie, you'll learn to walk in the opposite direction of it.
Hey,
why
you stepping there, cuz?
You're not the only predator on the plains, and knowing
Oh,
how
I
to
ain't
match up
bit
with the
that.
others is essential. But lucky for you, I brought the perfect guest to talk
Bro,
to you
look at
about
them, look
just
at them
that.
jerks.
So, now that you've leveled up and unlocked the
stay hydrated.
quest line, it's important to understand how the lion build matches up against all the other predator builds in the African meta. Knowing the limits of your abilities is crucial in this game stage, most important of which is to bear in mind that the lion's bite force is actually one of the weakest among hypercarnivorous
That deer
apex
juking that
predators.
lion is the greatest clip ever.
This means-
No. I didn't mean to talk over. That deer juking that lion is one of the greatest clips ever.
Is crucial in
Ankles.
this game stage, most important of which is to bear in mind that the lion's bite force is actually one of the weakest among hypercarnivorous apex predators.
Interesting.
This means lions need to rely on critical hits
Oh my
to
god.
score kills,
Jesus.
meaning that matchup knowledge is super important. While there's very little that can threaten an entire pride of lions, now that you've struck out on your own, you'll need to be a bit more
Nah,
careful
cool.
with which fights you engage with. Lions have
Quit.
extremely dominant matchups against some builds, but will struggle
Golly.
in others. Let's delve into the
Oh.
lion's matchup chart. Cheetahs are extremely fast and not worth expending the energy to chase down. However, they're of basically zero threat to you in combat, as they have dull, non-retractable claws and a weak bite. In fact, they're so frail that they'll rarely put up a fight defending their own kills.
I didn't know that.
This is a
Okay.
highly exploitable weakness that you can use to score free XP. They're most active in the
XP.
mornings and evenings, so be on the lookout for them to see if you can spot an easy mark. Leopards are the largest fielded predator in the African server, other than your fellow lion players. However, because they're solitary and slightly weaker than a lion, it's unlikely
Did I
that
say?
However, because they're solitary
I'm not
and slightly weaker than a lion, it's unlikely that they'd ever challenge you to a fight. They're better climbers than lions and will usually drag their kills up a tree to make them harder to steal. But if the opportunity arises, they can still be worth bullying. Baboons are perhaps one of the most often underestimated builds in the African meta.
Yeah.
They're surprisingly powerful, with wicked canine teeth and a bite force nearly as strong
Oh,
as
he
a
done.
lion.
He out.
Individually,
Yeah.
they don't really have enough HP to be able to outlast a lion in a fight, but baboons just about always roll in large
Yeah.
groups.
Dang.
So it can be quite
They jumping.
dangerous
They
engaging in
jumping.
battle with any of them.
Let him go,
In
cuz.
addition to being dangerous in and of themselves, baboons can be an absolutely massive problem for any predator player looking to score a meal. They will alert herbivore players to your presence,
Oh.
thwarting any hunting attempt they witness. That is, unless you can make the baboons your allies instead. Herbivore players trust baboons
love
for
his
their
edits.
vigilance, but if you can cut a deal with them, they may deliberately fail to sound the alarm,
To
so
my
long
next
as they have
rank.
assurance that they won't be the ones attacked. Better for them if the
Trivia
local
sword.
apex predators have full bellies. Hyenas are another example of a build lions can easily handle one-on-one, but because hyenas also
Yeah,
tend to
they
form
always
large
in
packs,
packs.
a lone lion needs to be really careful when trying to steal a kill. In fact, it's not uncommon for hyenas to steal a kill from a lone lion. Hyenas have extremely powerful jaws that can inflict serious bleed damage, so lions can't risk tanking too many attacks from a pack of hyenas.
So far, doing pretty good though. They're doing pretty good. They're
Now
still
that we've
winning
gone over
territory.
matchups, let's talk about how to get the F word you've probably been waiting for. Food. Oh, you thought I meant, yeah, hit the brakes, young bull. Priorities. Food is the
Priorities.
most important resource as a nomad, and knowing how to get it without also getting slapstick to death is vital.
Golly.
A misconception is that male lions don't hunt. You can, and you're just as good as the girls, you just gotta know your game. Your big frame and poor stamina means you are strictly an ambush hunter. This strat's pretty simple. Stalk your quarry from tall, dense shrubs until you're close enough to close the gap, then use your brute strength to overpower them, and then, congrats, you have just made a kill. You'll want to build your confidence with low
They're just watching, and they're just watching over here. I'm running. I'm not being so. They're so close to them. You're so close to the animals, people. What are you doing? What did they? No, this is bad. This is all bad.
to overpower
Not me.
them.
I would never get that
Congrats,
close.
You have just made a kill. You'll want to build your confidence with low risks like gazelle or kudu.
Watch from a
You
telescope
want pork
range.
products, try warthogs, because ain't no Hakuna Matata when you can be dead in the manana. Soon you'll graduate to zebras or young
That was nice.
hippos.
That was nice.
Eventually you'll have all the tools to take down a buffalo. And I'm gonna just say this right now. A huge part of your success as a lion depends on your ability to murk 1,000 pounds of meat and muscle. A steady diet of buffalo can take you from a scrawny underling to an absolute motherfucking unit. The motherfucking is silent. There was a pride of lions just like you in the Okavango Delta that were buffalo specialists, and yeah, call them Rose from Titanic because they got jacked. Bulking on buffaloes like Mario downing a mushroom, and the sooner you can add a walking meat locker to your meal prep, the better. Just make sure you don't get caught lacking, or you're gonna find yourself lacking a will to live.
They'll come
Because
down.
you're an English hunter, you're gonna want to find an area with a lot of vegetation and avoid open areas with no cover. You're
get
also
to
gonna
that
have the best
glacier
results
on.
hunting in the dark, thanks to your absolutely broken night vision. Also, going all out in the dead heat can cause your systems to factory reset. Because the main might be a flex, but
yeah.
it's not a
He
fan.
tweaking.
But also
He tweaking.
remember, hunting's hard, and you can expect a success rate of about
Juke him,
15%
John.
when
Crank him,
you're
John.
starting, and up to like 23 once you have experience. Anything
I was too
of
happy.
about 15% when you're first starting, and up to like 23 once you have experience. Anything
dang.
just under 40% basically makes you the Steph Curry of carnivores. So you're gonna have to get your attempts up. Shoot or shoot. But there's another
Anyway.
easy way to make a living. Criminal activity, specifically
stealing?
stealing. There's no court in the wild, and up to 12% of your diet can be stolen from other predators, and that number can rise to nearly 50 in some places. 2 lion life hacks for making a steal. Number 1, watch out for vultures in the sky descending, as that can indicate a fresh kill. And number 2, listen to the sound of hyenas arguing. It's usually over food, and despite what you've probably been taught in lion school, you steal more from them than they pinch food from you. Also,
Really?
African wild dogs have the highest hunting success rate of any predator out here. But to you, they're also glorified greyhounds, and any kill they make is free real estate. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, this will likely be the worst time of your life. You're alone, always hungry, and there's always a chance a bigger lion comes in and turns you into a rug. Unless you're able to convince males from your pride, brothers, half-brothers, cousins, whoever, to join you so you can form a coalition. These group of guys are going to be the most important relationships you ever make.
Faction, if you
y'all
will.
don't even have to be related. As a group, you instantly go from struggling solitary predator to a perpetual powerhouse. It's like Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman on the same team, except now it's the Bulls that get spanked. These are important bonds that can last your entire life.
Okay.
And there's no better way to let your brother know you appreciate him than with a good old friendly forehead rubbing.
Nice. They won't betray each other, right?
Y'all are adorable.
That wouldn't
Your
betray each
coalition
other,
can
right?
have 3, 4, hell, up to 6 members on the team, and
six,
together
hey.
anything's possible. The Mapoho Coalition was a squad of 6 that flexed over 260 square miles of territory, murked over 100 lions in their time,
Dang.
and likely got it on more than Genghis Khan. The Mapohos are a story for another time, but you don't need a team of 6. Sometimes all you really need is just one ride or die. And after a couple years of learning and growing together, now we can get to the fun part.
Okay,
at
let's
this
get
point,
fun.
you're seasoned by life at the ripe old age
Seasoned
of
veteran.
5. And once your mane's thick enough and your balls swing low enough, you and your mans can take on another top male in a fight for the right to his territory. You can either
Want the
run his
smoke.
fate directly or arrive and post up in his territory waiting for smoke like Thanos. The battle is brutal and
Smoke.
bloody, and if you
Run it.
lose, it's back to square one with a couple of scars to take with you. But if you win, you've just earned your first territory and all the lionesses in it. First thing on the agenda is to drain the gene pool by
Yeah,
life
there it is.
retiring
There
any
it is.
cubs. And if you think that's OD, just remember, it easily could have been you. And even though you're part of a coalition, it's a dominant male that gets the most opportunities to mate. And since lions can get it on hundreds of times a day, prepare to lay more pipe than a plumber. But since no one man can handle that much lioness, even if you're second or third in command, rest
Lioness-y.
assured, you will get your chance. Before you know it, you'll have cubs
Tag
of your
in, my
own,
boys,
and
tag in.
congrats, you have officially become a lion king. Wear your mane with pride. You've earned it. And remember, the darker the mane, the more attractive you are. It seems all good, but now you got responsibilities. As king, your job is to protect your family and territory, and usually that means patrolling the area and leaving your mark. But once in a while, it'll mean letting your paws fly. It's also on you to protect your food supply.
God, why y'all
Lionesses
here?
can
Why y'all
lose
here?
up to 20% of kills to hyenas and an additional 17% to scavenging
hyenas.
males, so don't be shy to lay down the law. Speaking of hunting, you'll really only be a factor less than 5% of the time, and by then, your main role will be the subduer or the play finisher, the one that comes in to outmuscle large prey. Here's how to boost your pride's hunting stats. Always make sure to leave an area after a successful hunt to give the survivors time to let their guard down, and yeah, that is something lions actually do.
Okay,
Thunderstorms are
smart.
the best possible time to strike, since your prey will have virtually no way of seeing you coming. For the same reason, full moons are the worst for catching prey off guard, so you might as well have everyone take that night off. Sleep well, because it's something you'll do for up to 20 hours a day,
20
sometimes
hours?
24 after a big meal. Rest easy, because one day you'll need it. Every empire comes to an end, and one day the sun will set on yours too. What they don't tell you is where lionesses have a life expectancy of 15, 16 years, males only really get 8 to 10. What
Why?
they don't tell you is very few lions die of old age, and it is never peaceful. And whether it's in a bad hunting accident,
He's already
or you
dead.
finally
Stop.
losing a fight and therefore your pride, or even that same pride turning on you, one day you'll join
they
all
do
the
turn
great
on the
kings of the
pride.
past in the stars. It's a tough pill to swallow, but nothing worth having is easy to keep. One day your reign will end, but for now, you sit at the throne of the Lion King.
Here for 3 years.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this
Basically.
video. I definitely took a lot of pride in this one, and I swear that wasn't a pun. You
was
probably
a pun.
already know that I have a book out, but I'm also selling
did not know.
calendars where each day is a way an animal can have you kissing dirt indefinitely. It'll be in the description if you want to
I
check
like
it
that, I
out.
like
But
that.
yeah, drink water, hug
Alright,
your
smart
love.
man, smart man.
Huge shout out to TierZoo for being in this video, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
I should watch some TierZoo videos too.
We need a plan of attack. I have a plan. Attack.
I have a plan. Attack. He's gonna tell you to get out the pride in like the next couple of years, buddy. But aw. I did not know the life of a lion is that rough. Cause I always thought like lions were like, you know, the apex predators, like they can't be messed with. Well, they can be messed with, but they can't be messed with too much or too badly. I was wrong. I was deeply, deeply wrong. They gotta worry about so many things. Other lions, hyenas, lioness, the buffaloes, definitely hippos. They gotta worry about so much, and they don't get that long to like, you know, do stuff. They get 8 years max to do whatever they need to do before it's too late. Heck, they might not even reach 8 years of life expectancy. They might die in like 5 or 4 or when they're born. It's a roll of a dice, and it's always either 1s or 2s. It's never a 6. It's always a low number roll. Probability is always low. No, this is good. This was very insightful because yeah, like I said before, I did not know all this detail about these lions and their life. Yeah, we definitely need to send these out, the survival guide to the lions out there. Maybe they'll watch this video, understand like, you know what? You should be careful more. If lions could ever watch videos, we should send this to them. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed my reaction, and thank you for watching. My cup of tea is out of here. Sayonara. I'm glad I am born with opposable thumbs at least. The path of a lion, the life of a lion, I wouldn't make it. I would not make it. I'll be in that, probably die before I even reach my first year of age. I don't know. That's too much to handle. That's too much to deal with. That's too much.